Welcome once again to my channel, Fox Business. My name is Ofusu Godwin, a marketing professional and a marketing trainer. In this episode, we talk about 6 signs that the customer is willing or is likely to buy your products. 6 signs that shows that the customer is willing and likely to buy your products or service. Signals are very important in sales and business development, and it's very essential for qualifying and closing. It also provides you information about the prospect and the content of your presentation that you need to use to pitch up and close the sale. The first sign to watch out for is body language, especially when it is face-to-face. You are selling face-to-face to the customer. When the customer begins to give quick response, this should be a sign that he is likely and willing to buy your product. When he begins to touch the product, have a feel of the product, have contact with the product, then he's really willing to buy the product. When he begins to also take a look at the product, and gaze at the product, it is a sign of willingness to buy your product. There are certain body language like smiling and feeling good. Nodding the head up and down will also tell you that the customer or the prospect is willing to buy your product. It is important for you as a salesperson to therefore move forward towards asking the sale. Discontinue your USP explanation, talking about the product features and benefit, etc., and then go straight to ask for the sale. This is a sign of willingness to buy. The next sign is when the customer continues to engage, or the prospect continues to engage in communication with you, either via phone, by email, SMS, or WhatsApp messages, and even sometimes commenting on your post on social media and sending you messages on social media. Communicating back to you and you replying and he continue communicating shows that she is or he is interested in buying from you. Normally the prospect or the customer will ask questions about your product details, the features and the benefits. He also tries to find out about the various versions of your product and the various products that you have in your portfolio, etc. He also asks questions about delivery and then shipment. He also asks questions about terms and conditions, guarantees and warranties, after sales service. Then it tells you that they are interested in the product and they will be willing to buy your product. At this stage, it is up to you to assure the customer or the prospect that whatever information that you're providing is accurate and it will reflect in the service or the product. It is important to take a look at how the customer communicates with you through various channels and touch points. This will tell you that he or she is interested in buying your product. It is now bent on the salesperson, as a matter of fact, to move the customer from the desire stage to action stage, and as a matter of fact, buying your product or service. Another sign to watch out for here is when they stress on price. When they keep talking about price, asking you to reduce the price, quoting price point that they will or they wish to buy your product. And this implies that they are thinking to buy from you, as a matter of fact. This simply also implies that they are calculating how much the price fits into their budget. And if the person is a reseller, he's also thinking about his markup and how to make windfall profit and make a lot of profit. So when the prospect or the customer keeps asking and keeps stressing on price and gives a price point that he's willing or she's willing to pay, then it tells you that he has that willingness to buy your product. Like I said, he's thinking and calculating how the price fits into his budget and then into some other benefits. He asks about forms of payment. As a matter of fact, he asks about terms and conditions, types of payment, method of payment. Is it by credit card? Is it by bank transfer? Etc. And he also tends to bargain on price and tends to follow up when you try to also come down, when you also try to come down on price, or when you also try to adjust your price. Then you should get to know that the customer or the prospect is willing and likely to buy your product. So at this stage, you need to also look at your profitability and then look out for how well you can also help the client meet his needs and expectations by adjusting your price. And with this, you'll be able to close sale. The next signal is speedy response to your email messages. And this is actually for those of us who are into B2B sales and marketing. For those of us who are into B2B sales and marketing. What is the speed of response to emails? And not just the speed of response to the emails. You realize that he copies other people who are in the buying center, who are in the buying decision-making process. Those who are part of the decision-making unit. So maybe he will copy finance, copy procurement, copy supply chain, and maybe even copy MD, and even copy engineers. This tells you that there is that gaining interest in buying your goods, your products or services. Right, so they copy, that means they send a copy of your email to other people within the decision-making unit. And this should tell you that this customer is nearing taking an action. He has gotten to the desired stage and he's nearing taking an action. At this stage, you need to keep communicating with the prospect or the client, but it shouldn't be continuously, so you don't put so much pressure on the client or the prospect. They also respond with questions, confirmation of specifications in the email, specifications in quotations, etc. And also clarifying means of transport. This is a signal that the customer, the prospect, is willing to buy from you. Provide all the requested information accurately, but don't be in a haste if he hasn't replied to you after you have sent or replied to the email. But you definitely see that all your replies that goes to him, he shares with the people within the decision-making unit. And this tells you that there's a willingness of buying from you. And they have almost gone through the stage of desire. They bypass interest, desire, and they are looking at taking an action to buy from you. The next thing here is deciding on choice. Deciding on choice of product. When the prospect or the customer is caught in the craze of deciding on which product or which type or which category of a product he should choose. So deciding on choice of products. Deciding on choice of product. So options. Which option should he choose? Which variety? He's now torn between choosing varieties. For example, in terms of color, size, and some other features and specifications. At this stage, as a salesperson, you need to help the prospect to choose an option by recommending an option for the prospect. Right. So you recommend an option for the prospect. The last thing I'm going to talk about is when the customer inquires information about the company's profile. For example, how long has the company been in existence, the ownership structure, profile of customers that the company have served, the number of countries or geographic areas that the company has covered so far in terms of selling their products and services. This could also be a sign that the client or the prospect or the customer is willing to make a purchase. Thank you very much for watching my videos. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and subscribe, like, share, and comment, and watch out for my next videos.